A case that accuses the Joe Biden administration of going too far to silence opponents. This month, a federal judge in Louisiana effectively told the White House and several federal agencies to keep their hands off social media companies. We likely won't see the case resolved for months, if not years, but KX News spoke to two people in North Dakota who have seen some of the negative impacts of social media censorship. On a day when most people were out celebrating, Judge Terry Doughty not so quietly put out a 155-page ruling on July 4th looking at the Biden administration.
Were they using the powers of the White House in such a way as to simply really impinge the free speech rights of Americans? And this judge found that they have a likelihood of succeeding on the merits of this case.
Since it clarifies this is appropriate way to communicate between federal government and social media, and this is inappropriate.
The injunction is a temporary restraining order. It says federal leaders may not influence or contact Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube to try and shut down free speech they oppose.
Regardless of where you're at, when government controls the media, when government controls the narrative, then that is a society that we typically associate with communism or socialism or authoritarianism.
Former state lawmaker Rick Becker and National GOP committeeman Shane Gettle say this is not simply paranoia. Both have seen examples of big tech censorship and its impacts in North Dakota.
There seemed to be a point in time that we were all looking around saying, wow, I was getting 2,000 likes, I was getting 20,000 views. Last week, I'm doing the same stuff now, and I'm suddenly getting 200 views.
It seemed to be that there was a lot of Republican solicitations that were going into the spam filters, more so than the opposing party. And so the RNC sued Google. As soon as that suit was filed, the problem seemed to have gone away.
The lawsuits began in both Louisiana and Missouri. In Judge Doughty's ruling, he names several federal leaders in D.C., including Homeland Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas, Health and Human Services Secretary Xavier Becerra, and White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre. Judge Doughty says it wasn't just political speech that was suppressed. The judge wrote that posts talking about the Hunter Biden laptop, a COVID-19 lab leak theory, even the effectiveness of masks for kids were hidden from view or blocked from being shared.
Yes, there's misinformation out there, but what's more frightening is when government controls what we hear.
It may go up on appeal several times before we see the end of it, and ultimately something of this magnitude probably finds its way to the Supreme Court, no matter how it goes at the lower court levels.
The Justice Department had asked Judge Doughty to pause his ruling for now. That request was denied on Monday. So the Justice Department is now appealing the case to the Fifth Circuit Court in New Orleans and is expecting a decision back within 2 weeks. The Biden administration's response to the court decisions and claims that the Biden administration is simply fighting disinformation aimed at the U.S. population and infrastructure.